So after the success of Godzilla in 1984, Toho continued making films for the Big G 5 years later. To carry on its plot, they decided to make an original monster named Biollante and held a public story writing contest for the winner to write the story, and thus we were given Godzilla vs. Biollante. 5 years after the previous film, Godzilla's cells are taken to a science institute in the fictional country of Saradia to experiment on plants in their desert to make a fertile land. Dr. Genshiro Shiragami and his daughter Erika are assigned to work on the project, but due to a terrorist attack, Erika is killed. 5 years later, Shiragami has returned to Japan and merged his daughter's cells with a rose, preserving her soul. He was recruited by the JSDF to experiment with Godzilla's cells to work on an anti-nuclear energy bacteria to use in Godzilla should he return from the volcano. He refuses at first, but due to a tremor caused by an American terrorist organization, Biomajor, which damages his roses, he decides to work on a project to gain access to the Godzilla cells, which he secretly merges with the roses. This creates a new monster, Biollante. Suddenly, Godzilla appears from the volcano once it was blown up for custody over Godzilla's cells. So how will these two monsters with the same physiology duke it out on the battlefield? Now the one problem I have with this film is how many human villains there are. First you got Biomajor, then the Saradian agent dubbed Triple S9. You could have had the Science Institute hire Biomajor and have them working in cahoots and not make them feel so jumbled in, or just write Biomajor out of the story and have the Saradian Science Institute be the villains. It's not hard to do given that a couple years later, this film has a Science Institute as the main villains. This film also features the debut of a recurring character named Mickey, who's a psychic. She doesn't do much here, but she evolves as the films go on. Dr. Shiragami had a depressing backstory with the death of his daughter in mind, and wasn't ready to let go of his daughter's soul, so it's understandable why it was his doing as a Biollante's creation. It makes it more depressing when the writer of the film, a dentist named Shinichiro Kobayashi, had the death of his daughter in mind, so it comes full circle on why his arc was written, to make it more relatable. Last is Biollante, who is a true beauty on design and premise. Shinichiro Kobayashi wanted Biollante to be even with Godzilla since he was created by nuclear warheads, so the next best thing is to make her from biotechnology. It gives a good moral on how we should use science not to create, but to discover. My final grade for this one is 4 out of 5 stars. It didn't do well at the box office, maybe because of the dark tone, so the rest of the Heisei films were made more family-orientated that will feature rebooted versions of iconic monsters, starting with Godzilla vs. King Ghidorah.